Weather Authority with Chief Meteorologist Jesse Walker.
Welcome back, everybody. Had a great time today in Terre Haute at Fuquay Elementary School. The first graders, they have 3 classes. They were all together. There you can see them. We was talking about weather forecasting and storms, and we talked about safety tips, tornadoes, lightning, flooding, all of that good stuff. And they were a great group of kiddos. And then afterwards, he's right in the front, but came up and he talked to me a little bit afterwards. This is Xander, and I'll tell you what, we are probably looking at a future meteorologist. This guy, he knows his weather stuff. He knew about the weather radios being offline. He's already got some weather instruments. The teachers all asking him about the forecast. So Xander, it was a very good chat we had afterwards, and you never know, could be our next meteorologist down the road right there. He knows his weather stuff, no doubt about that. I wanted to show you this. We did have a couple of tornadoes confirmed in our area from last night. Both were what we call EFU, and you may not really see that very often. U stands for unknown. One was in Effingham County, one was in Coles County. The reason it's unknown, we have visual, verification. There was video taken of the tornadoes. They briefly touched down, but they were in fields, so there was no damage. And the scale, the EF scale, is based on the damage. So with no damage, they're just rated an EFU. But in Effingham, it was on the ground for less than 2 miles, only for a couple minutes. And then in Coles County, it was only on the ground for about a half a mile, only for 1 minute. So again, out in the open area, but 2 confirmed tornadoes in our area last night. Also, we had some damage, also some from a little bit of hail in places. And there were a couple tornadoes just off to the west of Effingham County as well. So pretty busy night last night. 75 and 66. That's a high and low for the day. We didn't get much rain here at the station today, only 0.02. There's a little bit out there now, which we'll look at on radar. River Stage in Terre Haute's a little bit over 7 feet, and it is stationary. So Weather Tower forecast, we take you to Marshall, Illinois. It's Honest Abe. We're talking a few scattered showers or storms, mostly early. I would say by midnight to 1 or 2 a.m., most of that will move out. And we're not looking at severe weather tonight like we had last night. Temperatures are pleasant, though. We're pretty much in the 70s across the area. There's some cooler air out here, though, and some of that cooler air is going to kind of get pulled down into this area as we head into the next couple of days. Here's a Crossroads Cyclocast. If you're going to be out this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern, there's still a rain chance, but they'll be scattered about. Temperatures will be pretty good, and we'll still have that southwest breeze kind of kicking in. You can see the deepest moisture today on the water vapor is off to our east. That's where we've seen some of the bigger storms today, off east of this area. Far eastern Indiana, down into East Kentucky, parts of Ohio. That's where we've seen some of our bigger thunderstorms. For us, we have a few firing up here in the heat of the afternoon. They're not going to be anything major like last night, it doesn't look like, but they're very scattered. Again, if you look at this, most of the area not getting rain, but we do have a few that have popped up, and especially off to the southwest of the Effingham area. You can see down here from, this is Cumberland County, and then stretching back to the southwest, and these are moving off to the northeast, or east, kind of east-northeast. So again, the western part of our viewing area, looking at some of those. So what we can do is we can kind of take you once again a live look here in Effingham, Illinois, and you can actually see the rain falling there. That's kind of the rain shaft from that storm. So again, no severe weather, but more rain headed into Effingham area. So there it is right there. We have the rain moving in now. This won't last too long. Probably by midnight to 1 or 2 a.m. it moves out of the area. And then I'm just going to let this roll, because what happens is the low pressure is going to get kind of stuck here. That's not good news for our weekend now. It's going to spin around. If you watch this precipitation, most of the time it doesn't rain, but we see scattered showers, and see how it spins around? As it spins around, it'll keep us cloudy and cooler, and unfortunately there will be some off and on rain showers, it looks like now, right up through the weekend. So forecast for tonight, then a few scattered showers or thunderstorms, mostly early. We're not anticipating trouble with big-time severe weather, though. Temperature down to 59. Then during the day tomorrow, I think a lot of the day we're in pretty good shape, but late in the day could see a few showers, 71 for the high. After that, unfortunately, we've had to do some changing on the weekend. Now it looks like cooler, cloudy with some scattered showers, and that could last even into Monday now, with temperatures finally getting a little bit better by early next week. Grant.
Hey, thank you, Jesse.